Hi, I'm Marquis,
And this is your one and only favorite Taylor.
and welcome to the You Stuck With Me podcast.
You stuck. You stuck with me.
In this podcast, you get to learn about our relationship, the ins and outs, and everything that happens in between.
Basically went through the sickness and the health and almost death do us part before we said I do.
And she's stuck with me, I'm stuck with her, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
And now y'all stuck with us.
Episode starts right now.
Alone in a room. It's just me and you. I feel so lost. 'Cause I don't know what to do. Now what if I choose the wrong thing to do? I'm so afraid. Afraid of disappointing you.
So I need to talk to you
and ask you for your guidance, especially today when my life feels so cloudy. Guide me until I'm sure I open up my heart. Oh yeah, my hopes and dreams are fading fast. I'm all burned out, and I don't think my strength's gonna last. Okay, babe. Okay, cause it's the song, but we
See, I'm crying out
to you. Okay, wait, we gotta stop it.
You're
Cause
right.
we gonna go in further.
In a minute, we're going to have to start asking for the collection plate.
Okay,
Yo, what's up, you guys? It's your boy, Marquis.
and this is your one and only your favorite Taylor.
Welcome back to You Stuck With Me podcast.
You stuck with me.
Beautiful, how you feeling?
I'm at 80 today, babe.
Is there a way we can get that up to like an 85?
Well, you know, we're going to bump it up to 85 because that song did it for me.
Okay. Only God.
Won't he do it? Won't he will?
So, you guys, in this episode, we're talking about how to open up to your husband, to your wife, to your significant other.
And to yourself.
Yes, and to yourself. But before we get deep into the episode, make sure that you hit that follow, share, like, review, and I'm forgetting one. Subscribe. Thank you. So when you guys see this episode, and if you share it, it's gonna go up in the algorithms. More people are gonna watch it. We get to share more of our content.
Well done, real grasshopper.
Thank you. So in this episode, you want to take this one away, babe?
I guess, like, I know what I'm doing for real. So I guess we should start off. What inspired this?
Agreed.
Okay, y'all. Y'all know I've been going through some things. Not real bad things, but some things I just don't understand why it's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so, recently, no, it's been a few weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Marquise posted up a video of one of the trips to the ER. First and foremost, I am not pregnant.
No, she's not pregnant.
She is not pregnant. We are not pregnant.
But at this point, after we know what we know, I wouldn't make a joke about it. So go ahead, babe.
At least not yet. It's too soon. First of all, I'm not going to disclose what it actually is because I'm not ready to disclose that yet. But just know it's nothing really terribly bad.
Nothing. It's safe to say nothing life-threatening.
Nothing life-threatening because it was detected early.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
But I think the fact that now we know what's going on explains, and you said this, off mic, that you were feeling some things, but now that you have an actual answer, now explains a lot of pain that you were feeling years ago.
Yeah, because it was like, just thinking back, because it's something the symptoms are something that I have dealt with years ago. It's just like recently it's just been more prominent and more consistent. So then, doing a little bit of research and then talking to doctors and everything like that, I'm like, I probably already had this and didn't know.
Mm-hmm. So, as your husband, first of all, I say this: it pains me to see you go through what you've been going through. Um, and I think that you handled it as well as you could, and but to see you go through this and the constant pain that you were in, and even when you tried to sleep, you couldn't get as quite comfortable as you wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
But even I'm gonna say probably in like the last 4 days, I've seen you navigate it in much more of a way that is not so. It doesn't feel so much of a burden, but it's more like, okay, I can deal with this.
It's been a roller coaster.
But
It's been an emotional roller coaster. Ooh, song.
true. But
Last night I cried, tossed and turned. That one hit different cause
yeah,
we been going through that.
yeah.
Been going through that.
But I think that also to give a full context, we would have to say what it actually is. Just being truthful.
Fine, we can talk about what it is.
So, do you want to say it or should I?
No, you can go ahead.
Okay, so to all our listeners, my wife just found out that she has a hernia in her, I guess right here, I would say
In my
esophagus,
in my esophagus and my stomach area.
which is,
Which is, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not uncommon. But it's concerning because it's been affecting my quality of life in a sense with like GI issues. Which, like we said before, I'm not pregnant, but I was having the symptoms.
yeah. So initially we thought that we were getting ready to have our first child. Um, but
Yeah.
but
Even though that would be exciting.
it would.
And it's still not off the table.
It's not. So to see her deal with this in the best way that she could, and I relate to it so much because of all the things that I went through with my health history. So when you said that you felt a certain way, I understood immediately. Like I said, because I've been through it. Now, what for you, you're dealing with a hernia. Hernia is not really a comparison to cancer, and I'm not sitting here trying to compare apples
Yeah,
to
it's
oranges.
nothing like that.
It's nothing like that. But because it made you not be your best self, it made me go into one super husband mode because whenever I could, there was some things that I was trying to do for you to give you more of a feel of being comfortable because for majority of the day you wouldn't be.
Yeah. And then I mean, it's not that's why we was like, it's nothing life threatening cuz at one point we thought like, hey,
I mean, you did tell me that brief thought of being diagnosed with cancer did cross your mind, but it
cuz
wasn't
it was like
something.
the some of the things were pointing to that, and that was part of some of the testing that I have done. Now I still have to get like a scan or something like that to check
But
things,
but
but it's not.
for the most part, all of her results have been negative. Anything like cancer or
Yeah.
gallbladder, none of
Well,
that
they
stuff.
rechecking my gallbladder now.
Oh, okay, so they're rechecking her gallbladder,
Yeah, they rechecking my
but the initial
gallbladder.
test said that there was nothing
Nothing
there.
there.
So
Yeah. So yeah, it's been painful, y'all. That's why I haven't been as present on social media as I usually be. But thanks to the support and love and prayers of y'all, I'm okay today. Like I said, I've been having good days and bad days, but today's a good day.
so
Today's a good day.
I'm glad. So to talk about a hernia, at least from my perspective, whenever I've heard someone had a hernia, it's always been an athlete. They had a sports hernia. So from it's always been at the bottom of their stomach. So that's all I knew. So it required me to also do some digging and find out. Uh,
There's different types of
there's
hernia.
different types of hernias, and so it required me to go and actually look up some things to find out how I can make my wife feel more comfortable, even if she's not sleeping, whether she's just sitting up at work or if she's just walking through the apartment trying to find some type of relief. Because, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can attest to this, there's no worse feeling than being sick or not feeling well, and no matter what area, and not being able to get some type of relief.
Yeah, so for those who don't know what a hernia is, in my case, I just have a hole. Well, okay, so your stomach is here,
Mm-hmm.
right? What composes your stomach, like intestines, everything like that. And then you have your esophagus
Mm-hmm.
that connects here. So in this little area here where everything connects, there's a hole there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it could be caused by a different amount of things. It could be caused from heavy lifting. It could be caused by smoking. It could be caused by you could be born with it. Numerous of things. Me, it's a little bit of different story, but I don't really want to get into that.
Now, basically, just off of what you said, it sounds like to me it happened more from heavy lifting and pushing and pulling because you were doing that at one
I
point.
mean, that's a possibility, but I have other ideas I care not to discuss at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah. Also too, it's kind of common with acid reflux. You can get it from acid reflux too, and GERD and all that.
Well, I know for a fact that you don't have acid reflux, so.
No,
But
no, but
I told her yesterday or either the day before. I feel like that she gets tired of me asking her if she's okay, and she's like, "No, I
and I
don't."
really don't.
And she doesn't. I'm glad because as your husband, seeing you go through this, and there's only so much I could do to help get you relief. Like I said, it pains me to see you in pain. I never want to see you in pain, but it's also a teaching moment for me. You going through this because now I get to sit on the other side, like how you didn't understand or you didn't know how I felt going through the recovery and the diagnosis of everything. I get to now, in a certain type of way, step into your shoes of how it was to deal with me. And safe to say that I'm learning a lot of things, especially because of what is going on and how we can deal with it when not at a doctor's office or when you're not receiving some type of treatment.
Yeah. Um. So. Uh,
Take your time.
oh, okay. So I'm sorry. It's just been a lot. It's been a lot with the health issues and stuff like that. So excuse me, y'all, if I'm a little
Emotional.
emotional, a little mind fuzzy, because it's like,
I get it
yeah.
because when you find out something like that or anything that you are diagnosed with,
Well, it's not so much. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. It's not so much the diagnosis, but it's just more of like working through it. Even though the hernia is part of it, but it's still we waiting on answers for like different stuff, and it's just like going through the waiting period.
oh yeah, that waiting period.
That yeah, waiting period, and you getting medications to temporarily deal with the pain, and then sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. So that's pretty much what it is.
And then even with the medication, even if it does work, sometimes you got to deal with the side effects from it.
Yeah. So, but to bring it back to the song a little bit, so we chose the song because it actually sparked I had a moment with Marquis where I had to be open, I had to be vulnerable, and then this is something that I've talked about numerous of times on the podcast, like how I grew up with having a wall up
Mm.
or having this mindset like you got to be able to take care, stand on your own because that man could leave you and stuff like that. But this time, I told Marquise I just don't have no more fight left in me, and I came to him, I hugged him, I was like, I was like, I need a hug, and I told him I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm like, I don't feel well. I still gotta try to navigate, trying to work, and it's hard, and all this other stuff going to life is too much. And I just broke down. I broke down in tears.
But you know what? Even with you breaking down in tears, first of all, I'm gonna say this. I know in past episodes you would say, "I need my husband. I don't need my podcast co-host. I don't need the appraiser. I don't need the singer. I don't need my husband." You didn't even have to say it because when you just came up to me, you said, "Can I have a hug?" I already knew what was going on, and I just wanted to be there to support you emotionally because in that space I could tell that you were struggling. And I told you I knew that for the past few days prior that you had been struggling. And all I wanted to do was just be there for you, just to be that support that you needed because we've had this conversation about you. You've always said that you felt like you always had to be tough for everybody else.
And
And
I never want to let people know when I'm not feeling well because it's like I'm looked as the person like if Taylor's okay, everything is fine. But that moment, I'm like, I'm not okay.
and you know we even I remember we had an episode season 1 we were talking about it's okay to not be okay. And I'm gonna also give you kudos for this one because it wasn't like I had to drag it out of you. You just came to me when you were ready and said, "Babe, today's not a good day." And so we went in the room and we just laid there and I just was there for you while you just let it all out. And another thing, I was encourage you to let it all out because there's no point in holding anything back.
Yeah, and then I actually, in hindsight, reflecting on that, I'm actually learning how to give myself grace and also give myself kudos because I actually started using some of the tools that I've been learning in therapy. I didn't feel like I didn't say that I was being a burden to you because I didn't feel that way. I was allowing myself, opening myself up, like, okay, this is what he's here for moments like this. And in a sense, I told myself too, like, you know, he's been waiting on moments like this where I open up and let him be a support.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually helped a lot. And then even though through all the crying and cause I mean it was an ugly cry, y'all. Ugly, like snot running down, all that. That's how serious it was. But just opening up like that, I was just actually telling Marquise, I felt like I needed that. Like it was. I know it sounds weird, but it felt like a weight was lifted.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started talking, and it's what led to this. I'm like, okay, I think we should share this on the as an episode because it's like, okay, even we talk about marriage and relationship stuff like that. I feel like it's not really talked about. Like,
Having those tough conversations or just
well, not just having those tough conversations. We always talk about having tough conversations with the one you with or one you dating, but we never talk about having those tough conversations with ourselves,
mm, okay.
right? So I'm like, just having basically a well, I wasn't to say this was a tough conversation with myself. It was actually allowing myself to feel and sitting in my feelings.
I'm glad you say that because sometimes us as humans, we have a hard time sitting in our feelings because we've been conditioned to believe that crying or being emotional or being vulnerable is a sign of weakness, and it's really not. It's actually a
And
sign
we
of a
really
strength.
hear that in men,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I was just like, well, if if we can't cry it out, if we can't show any emotions, then what are we supposed to do? We're not robots.
Yeah, and it needs to be said and understood that you. I can only speak from a man's perspective. Men do have emotions. Men do cry. There have been times where I've cried and you came to just check on me and gave me the space to be vulnerable and be emotional.
And sometimes I just didn't have the words to say because I just felt like it's nothing I could say. I would just have to let you cry it out.
And that was that was the case in this situation too. I didn't say anything. I just wanted you to. I just wanted to give you the space to cry it out. So you, whatever was bothering you, you were already feeling it, sometimes you just do need a good cry.
Yeah.
And I
And,
think that's a overrated, I mean, not overrated, underrated
yeah.
emotion.
And then so it got me to thinking, and we started having this conversation. Like, you know what? I was like, babe, you know what? It's crazy that we having this moment. Oh, I'm having this moment with myself. It kind of reminds me of the moments that I've talked to with friends who, who are in relationships and who are not. It's always this thing like we well, let me backtrack. It's this thing like we when you're dating or when you're in a relationship trying to fill out a relationship, you don't want to put so much out there so soon,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah, you're supposed to put in your best self, but at the same time, what if like you confusing putting your best self out there to holding back who you really are,
Ooh, that's a good point.
right? So it's like, where do you find that balance of showing your best self, but then also showing who you really are? Now, I'm not saying it, saying it in a way like, I want, I want you to show the negative of it. I'm not talking about the negative aspect. I'm talking about overall in totality.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, whew, if I can't show up for myself like this, show my best self for myself, how can I show up for somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
And how does that work in like other in relationships and in marriage, and then also in dating? Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, and I say this to our friends too, I can't give advice on dating. I've been out the dating pool for now, what was this,
It'll be 8 years. So,
8 years? Yeah,
mm-hmm.
8 years. So the dating pool has changed a lot since 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? So all I can say is, all I can say is I can give bits and pieces from when I started to date, and then this also reminds me too. It was an episode we was watching of Ellis After. Shout out to the Ellises, because the rebranded. I'm a fan of it, right? I think it was the Val that put out there like, when you come to a married person or someone who's in like in a serious relationship for like advice on dating, they're gonna give that advice in the mindset of a married person, or of as a person in a serious relationship. Like, oh, you gotta stick it through. You choosing that person that you want to spend that forever with. But if you tell that to a person who's not in a relationship, who's dating, they may take it however way they want to take it. So that part just opened my eyes, and it just was like, I never thought of it that way.
I mean, you learn something new every day.
Yeah. But, you know,
So, let me ask you this. At what point was it that you decided to just open up, when you just in this situation? Was it when you needed the hug, or was it just something that you were already predetermining based on everything that was going on? It was just like, you
I
know
can't
what?
really say predetermined, but it was just a feeling I had. It's like a pop bottle. You shake that stuff up. You keep shaking it up. Eventually, when you open it, it's going to explode. Now, I'm not saying that I felt like I was going to explode, like yell, or throw jabs or anything like that. I just felt like
Overwhelmed.
overwhelmed. I felt like whatever I'm carrying, I can't carry no more. So I guess in this case, it was just emotions. Like, just imagine a book bag. You put all these books in it. Put another book, put another book, put another book. Oh, okay, it's getting a little heavy, but I can take on more. Put another book, and then finally that book bag is not gonna close.
Yeah,
So
I definitely get that. And I'm glad that you're taking what you've learned in therapy, and I get to see how it's helping you in real time. Because I know for the longest, we talked about it, about how you struggle to not feel like a burden, how you don't want to bother anyone. And yeah, you can come a long way, but to see it, actually happen, it's like, okay, she's she's working on things that she feels that she needs to work on, and the only thing I could ask of you is, what do you need?
I mean, and it's not perfect. I still have slip ups and stuff like that. Cause I mean, when you put the video out, I hadn't told nobody that I was in the ER. Do you know how many text messages and calls I got because
After
of
the
that?
fact, yeah.
I was like, I should hit you. It was a face to fist moment.
Not right now though,
I can't even do it because my arm hurt. Why would you do that?
because it's not as sore as it was.
You know, a face to fist moment. I can't do it all the way, but yeah.
But you know what? You know what? I'm gonna give you some grace. So come on.
Poop. But yeah, it was a face to fist moment because it was like, bae, you about the only person that know that I went to the ER. Now you put this video here. Do you know how many calls I'm getting? Like, oh, Taylor, you was in the hospital. Are you okay? Friend, how come you didn't tell me? Sis, how come you didn't tell me? Niece, this. I'm like, y'all know me. I'm not gonna tell you because I knew you was gonna worry. But you know, that's one thing I'm still learning how to navigate. Like, instead of thinking that people are worried about me, it's more of they showing concern
Mm-hmm.
because it's out of love. So
I think it also it matters the way you mentally frame it.
yeah.
Because if you look at it as that you're going to be a burden, you're going to feel that way. But if you're just looking at it as, other people are going to be concerned about you and they love you, you're going to feel much better about it, no matter if it, physically you hurt, but emotionally you're like, okay, you know what? People care about me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not a burden. People want to just see me be well, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. But let's change it a little bit. So let's put it in towards a relationship. What does it look like being open in a relationship?
What does it look like to be open in a relationship?
Yeah.
Well, for starters, you can have those deep conversations that are you can when you have those deep conversations, you don't take anything as an attack, but more of a FYI. Another way to be open is you can your significant other can be open with you and you not judge them,
Mm.
because in that space they may not need you to judge them. They definitely don't need you to judge them, but they sometimes may just need your opinion. Sometimes they just need to listen in ear. And the fact that they feel comfortable enough with you to come to you with whatever the situation is, that's a sign that they're being open with you. Multiple signs, actually.
Mm. So as a old young man.
See, I know I got gray in my beard. Come on now.
So as being okay, I'm just messing with you, but as a being a married man who's been we're not super new. We got some years now, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
3 years married, but been together for like almost no been in each other's lives for almost 15 years, probably a little bit longer than that.
Actually, almost 20.
Almost 20 years and what 8 years together.
So, known each other for 20 years, 8 years dated, 3 years married.
Okay, thank you. So with all that time in history with me being your partner through life, to say the least, how how does that help frame your mindset of being open? So what does being open looks like to you personally?
Well, speaking from experience of you being, you opening up to me, what I decided I was going to do is I'm just going to listen, because you can't talk all the time,
Mm.
and not just listening, but listening to understand, and then realize, well, asking, you want me to vent, or do you want me to let you vent, or are you asking for my opinion? And based on your answers, the direction I would go, and that's how we steer the conversation. And for you to feel, for you to feel like I can come to you. That I'm glad that you're open with me, and that's part of that's part of communication. I think it's a lot of things that people say what communication is, but that tends to be one that's overlooked. So,
Well, let me stop you right there.
hmm
So let me reframe the question,
hmm
because you're answering in a way of what it looks like for me to be open for you. But what I mean is, what does it look like for Marquise to be open
oh,
in
okay,
a
okay,
in this relationship? Like, for example, like me, for me being open, for me to be open is to let you know that I'm not okay,
okay. I guess I see where you're
right?
going.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, for me, it's just coming to you because I know I can, and you give me that latitude and allow me to be vulnerable to let you know that, hey, babe, I'm not good. I'm not okay. And throughout all these years, you've never judged me. You've never made me feel bad. You never mocked me. You never you never come you never given me an accusatory tone. And that's how I know I can be vulnerable with you, especially with the things that, I go through on a daily basis and you're very privy to. And I never have to question being open to you because, I feel like I have a safe space with you.
Okay. Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hi,
What's
Steve.
up, y'all?
So, Steve, you're family.
Hmm.
You've been around of what we've been going through, right?
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, um, the topic here is basically being open, right? And I mentioned, like, I know the dating thing is different from when we was in the dating pool, and I know what one of the things that I've been hearing from, you know, I'm trying to be careful with my words because when I said this in a live show, it was like the singles,
The
like.
singles.
But my friends who are single and dating, you know, one of the things that has been brought up is like, you know, I don't want to put too much out there, to this person because it might not even stick. It might even last. So for someone who is single and, dating and stuff like that, what does that look like for you to be open and while dating?
I think it looks like transparency. It
Mhm.
just looks like being vulnerable up from the front. For me, I've been in a lot of relationships. I'm not necessarily dating right now.
Mhm.
I got like a little thing going on, but really, I think it looks like being like, because if you can't be transparent with them from the start, then it's not gonna really get to the point where you can be transparent in the future. I feel like, or
That
at least
part.
not to the
Mhm.
level that you would. I don't even want to say that you would hope for,
Mhm.
but that would be ideal. Like a lot of people don't hope for transparency. They hope to be able to keep their secrets.
Secrets.
They want to hide shit from people. But for me, I'm not like that. I don't do that. I don't play that game because I feel like hiding things is not going to, because eventually they're going to come out the closet. They're going to, like, skeletons in the closet are going to be found or whatever.
Mhm.
So in the modern dating game, it's like not everyone's on that same page with me at all.
Mhm.
Right now, I'm kind of talking to somebody that I knew back in the day, um, and we're just transparent. We're just chill. It's not nothing too serious right now. But yeah, like I don't know. Being open, like if you start out being open, it's just easier for both people, I think. And like understand that you got, like, I think the scenario is different for you guys because you've known each other for so long. So you have different
Mhm.
personas that have been built up, like not from yourself, but within the other person's mind.
Mhm.
So someone had said to me one time, it might have been on this podcast. I don't know, maybe it was Byron that said this, but it was like, um, when you first start dating somebody, you don't meet them, you meet their representative.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah,
Was that Byron? Or
I believe
I think it
so.
was Byron.
right?
Hey, shout outs to Byron and
Yeah.
Margaret. We got the book right
That
there.
really
Yeah.
stuck with me. Like, cause I'm
Yeah.
like, shit. I used to be that representative used to be speaking for me. Like it wasn't me. But then I realized how many problems that causes down the line because like they're like, but but your assistant, your assistant told me this about you. It's like, nah, yeah, I made that shit up. So it's like the lie. I used to be a liar. I used to lie a lot, especially in relationships, because I wanted to put my best foot forward.
For
And then I realized what harm that does for the future of the relationship, and that's why they all ended. That's why I'm technically single right now. So it's like, if you if you try to sugarcoat things, then it's gonna be too sweet. It's gonna be unbelievably sweet.
So I guess that kind of brings to my question too. We always want to put our best selves out there when we're like looking to possibly start a relationship or being with somebody. How do you decipher putting that best foot forward and that gray area of putting your best foot forward and, until it comes to like a whole, I guess, for lack of better words, a whole make believe persona?
Right. So you don't want it to be a make believe persona, but you want it to be like, okay, I'm. It's like a trickle, like a trickle effect. Like you just slowly reveal who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But
Basically, like peeling back the layers.
exactly. But you don't want to make layers up. You don't want to be like, okay, I'm not a banana. I'm a onion. Like the layers are completely
Yeah.
different. You want to just like you don't have to be fully everything that you are in every moment that you're with someone new. Like you guys can probably be everything that you are because you got damn near a decade of being.
Damn, you just made us sound like an old ass married couple.
Yeah. So I mean, at that point, it's like you've had time to peel back the layers.
Mhm.
Now you've seen the onion. There's no peel left. But when it's first starting, that can be overwhelming in a relationship, I think.
Yeah.
But you know what, Steve? You just made me think about something. With us being together for almost a decade, you gotta also know that there are different variations of her that I had to work with, and vice versa. There have been different variations of me. She saw me before the diagnosis. She's seen me through the diagnosis. Now she's seeing me more post diagnosis, and I think that's probably like what 3 different variations in almost 10 years, and not including the person that she knew when we were in high school. So I guess to say that you're not just peeling back one onion, but over time you're peeling back multiple onions because that person is going to change.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. And I think that with the different variations that people have to deal with, it just adds depth. It adds depth to the relationship. But I'm a deep person, so I want to have that depth. Obviously, I would like to have it from the start, but that's not possible. So it's like you want to aim towards it. I'm the type of person not to predict, but to, um, like I create situations. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to create the situation I want to be in. You don't just happen to expect it to happen without putting any effort in. So when it comes to me, I frame everything in a way where it's like, okay, I want this relationship to look like this. She wants this relationship to look like that. How can we compromise and meet in the middle? But if you just say I'm gonna be me, cause like that's like a lot of people do that shit where it's like I'm gonna just do me, she gonna do her, and then we gonna do this, and it's like, nah, this shit don't work like that. I've done that before. It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. So you can't just be you in a relationship. You have to be like that book says, we over me.
Hey. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my little take.
Appreciate it, Steve.
So on that note, beautiful, you want to tell the people where they can find us?
Well, first I wanted to end with a thought.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna be like Jim Jones. What's your thoughts?
I was thinking more of Jerry Springer. Rest in power to him when he always had the end of the show. He was like his final thought, and then be like, "Be good to each other" or whatever.
Like,
take care of yourselves and be good to each other. Yeah. So my final thought is, I feel it in my spirit to say this. I don't know who I'm speaking to right now, but I feel like it needs to be said. It is okay not to be okay. It's okay to vocalize that you're not okay. I know we might have them thoughts going on saying, I can't tell this person that what's going on because they're going to see me as a red flag. Let me tell you, everybody has red flags. Everybody has red flags. Everybody has something going on. And it's just perspective. It's just that person's perspective. But if it's something that's bothering you, if it's something that you feel like you're not that you're not safe, it's okay to leave. And it's okay to go elsewhere where you will feel supported and you will feel heard. Don't carry that stuff around. Let me tell you, don't carry those emotions around. They will weigh heavy on you. I mean, no, seriously, I'm not trying to be preachy or anything like that. It's just I felt it in my spirit to end it with that. You know, that was the whole that was my whole point of me being open like this to not only y'all but to our cousins out there. You know, hopefully that my experience will help somebody. And also, again, thank y'all for y'all thoughts and prayers. We're gonna get through this. It's just we gotta go through a lifestyle style change. Ain't that right, tall man?
Yep.
Yep.
So again, beautiful. You want to tell the people where they can find us?
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and you can also find us on our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
You guys want to talk to us, you can email us at youstuckwithme@gmail.com. That is USTUCKWITME@gmail.com. You can find us on IG at youstuckwithme_podcast. USTUCKWITME_podcast. On TikTok, it's the same thing. You stuck with me _podcast. USTUCKWITME_podcast. It's the same on Facebook. You stuck with me _podcast. So USTUCKWITME_podcast. You can find me on IG at mine_1. That is M1NE_1. You can also find me on the app formerly known as Twitter at the same handle, M1NE_1. Beautiful. You want to tell the people where they can find you?
You can find me on Instagram and the app formerly known as Twitter under Queen Points. That is PO1NTZ. Again, that is Queen Points, PO1NTZ. And then also, if you want to follow me directly on TikTok, that is Queen Points 22. Again, that's Queen Points 22. And Steve, where can our cousins find you at?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Steve is Black. We're also, I'm also, my company is on Instagram at Roots Recordings and also LinkedIn and Facebook.
That's what's up.
So on that beautiful note, it's your boy Marquise.
And then this is your one and only your favorite Taylor.
And we out, y'all.
Hey, don't forget to like, rate, review, subscribe, and share. We appreciate the love that y'all giving us, and it wouldn't be no You Stuck With Me without you.
Exactly.
So on that note, hey, y'all better come back.
Y'all stuck with us.
You stuck with me.
Peace out, y'all.
Later.